What's up? Is your hair falling out yet, or what's the tea?
Queen bee, want no smoke with me. Okay. Been turn this motherfucker up 800 degrees. Whole team eat chefs cause she's a treat.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you have never seen me before in your entire life, my name is Brittney Gray. I am a salon owner and a hairstylist. Here on my channel, I typically do hair related videos, but I also do advice videos and other kind of beauty videos, vlogs, I do a lot of different things on this channel. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and then also leave a comment down below because it helps with the whole YouTube algorithm and it lets me know that you guys are enjoying these videos. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. So today we are talking about the DEVACURL scandal, okay? So I believe that this whole scandal really picked up steam last year, and I heard about it, but I didn't want to speak on it because I feel like there's always a brand or even an individual who is canceled for whatever reason. At first when I heard about the news, I kind of felt like maybe this is another situation where a brand is canceled, or else like maybe a couple people in the grand scheme of things happen to have a bad reaction to a product, and so now they're the latest brand to be canceled. That's what I thought at first. And then you guys, one of my friends who is also a client of mine, she has been coming to me for years. She has naturally curly hair. She's been coming to me, and I'm basically the only person who does her hair. She's like one of those clients, and if you are a hairdresser watching, then let me know if you have these clients. I feel like everybody has these clients, but she's one of those clients that I don't even think that she owns shampoo, because she's always going to the hairdresser. She's always getting a blowout. She's always getting her color done and whatever. So she's one of those clients. Like, I'm the only person who touches her hair. I mean, I'm sure she washes it at home from time to time, and she'll like wear it curly at home. But anyway, this is all gonna make sense in a second. So I found out about the whole DEVACURL thing last fall, and then last winter after Christmas, she came in and I think I just did a blowout on her hair. I don't think I did any color that day. So she had gotten for Christmas a DEVACURL gift set from her mom, like a whole gift set of hair care, and she started using it. And then she came to me to get a blowout one day, and she had like all this broken hair in the front. And she was like, oh, have you ever used DEVACURL and whatever? And I was like, yeah, I've used it before, but I wasn't a big fan of it to begin with. I never hated DEVACURL, but I never loved it. It's kind of one of those products that was neither here nor there for me personally. She was like, yeah, my mom got me this gift set and I used it twice, and look at all these like split ends, and like the front of her hair was like all like damaged and split and whatever. You know, like if you wear your hair straight back in like a ponytail a lot, like I do, you'll get like, you know, your elastic is like right here, so you'll get damage around that area. It was like in the front, like little pieces. And this is like also where we usually do like the most highlights around her hair, so her hair was already processed. So anyway, she had all this damage, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did hear about this whole issue going around with DEVACURL destroying people's hair, destroying curls and things like that. And now that I'm seeing it in real life, I realize it's not just some brand being canceled again. Like it's really happening. It's happening. So I was like, okay, don't use DEVACURL anymore. And that was that. And then on the last video that I uploaded, somebody asked me to do a video talking about the whole scandal. So that's what we're gonna do today. Was that a long introduction? I think so. So without further ado, let's get into it now. So if you don't know who or what DEVACURL is, DEVACURL started off as a salon in New York City that just specialized in curly hair. Eventually, they released DEVACURL hair products that were silicone, paraben, and sulfate-free, aimed toward the curly hair consumer. They began in 1994, but I remember I first heard about DEVACURL way back when I was in beauty school, and this was around the late 2000s. And if you are a hairdresser, then you know back then DEVACURL was like the pinnacle of curly hair products. DEVACURL was the back then. This era was like right before the natural hair movement, which I think began around 2010 and later. That's when the natural hair, the curly hair movement really took off. Before then, there wasn't a lot of hair care that was aimed toward curly hair clients. So like I said, it was around this time that I personally got introduced to DEVACURL, and I have purchased DEVACURL products and used them for myself, and I didn't hate the product at all, but I didn't necessarily like it. There was nothing about the product line that would make me repurchase. That's just me personally, just as a consumer and as a hairdresser, okay? There was nothing that made me want to repurchase it, especially because, like I said, around the time that I first tried it, it was during like the beginning of the natural hair movement. So if you were like in it, like I was back in the day, like I have naturally curly hair and I used to wear my hair natural all the time. Now I'm too lazy for all that because it is a lifestyle. Having curly hair is a lifestyle, and I'm just like not about that life right now. But anyway, back then I was like deep into it, okay? So I knew about so many different other products. There were so many different other options out there, especially since like the movement had started, that DEVACURL just wasn't it anymore for me personally. But for lots of curly hair people around the world, it was like the holy grail of curly hair care for a very long time. So around 2018 and 2019, a lot of consumers were coming out and a lot of YouTube videos were being made about hair damage, hair loss, and breakage from using DEVACURL products. I believe that one girl whose video that I saw first, she's actually a hairdresser, and she had to like basically do a big chop on her hair and cut off all of her hair because her curl was just so destroyed. These were girls who were like hardcore DEVACURL advocates. Eventually a class action lawsuit was started by former users, and here we are today, still an ongoing lawsuit. And as I'm filming this today, it is April. We're in quarantine still, so I don't even know what day it is, but it's April something. It is April 2020, and so far DEVACURL has said that their products are safe and they declined to comment on the ongoing lawsuit. So what happened exactly? There are a couple theories as to what went wrong with DEVACURL. And for starters, DEVACURL was acquired by ARES. I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but it's ARES, ARES Management, in 2017. And this is an asset management company. And a lot of times when brands sell to larger companies or sell just in general, they're selling that brand, they're selling that business, and sometimes whoever acquires them changes the ingredients. Sometimes they change the ingredients to make it more affordable for them. Like they'll use cheaper ingredients or cheaper packaging or whatever it is and still keep it at the same price point, or even make it more expensive for the consumer. It just depends, but it's just all a money move pretty much. So that's one theory, that the ingredients changed after DEVACURL was acquired. There is a theory that whatever ingredients are in the actual product had an adverse reaction to the packaging. Maybe the packaging changed, but the ingredients were still the same, or who knows, you know, I'm not a chemist, okay? But there's a theory that whatever is in the product had a bad reaction with the packaging and therefore tainted the product and therefore was making people's hair fall out. And there's also a theory that the ingredients in the product combined with the packaging and heat, like in the warehouse, caused the release of formaldehyde and thus causing loosening of curls. And if you don't know about formaldehyde, it is a gas. A lot of people think that it's an ingredient in something. So sometimes products will say formaldehyde free, but technically formaldehyde is a gas that's created. And again, this is, I'm speaking in layman's terms. I am humble enough to say that, okay? But it's a gas that's created when a chemical reaction occurs. So sometimes people will ask like, oh, is this formaldehyde free? And I think I think that sometimes when brands say that they're formaldehyde free, it's like technically they are formaldehyde free, or else maybe they mean that this product will not create the gas formaldehyde. And this is a common ingredient or common occurrence when using keratin treatments. And I don't know about you guys, maybe hairdressers out there, maybe you can agree with me, but back in the day, for instance, this is going off topic, but whatever. So back in the day when Brazilian blowout first came out, it was like formaldehyde, okay? And I remember I wasn't one of the first people in the world to get it, but I mean, I got it when it first came out. Like when I first ever got a Brazilian blowout, one of my friends was experimenting on my hair, and girl, my hair was laid, okay? However, However, I did have like breathing issues the next day, and like I just felt kind of like, what kind of feel? Like my lungs, my airway was just like irritated because of the formaldehyde, the release of that gas. But my hair was like super, super straight, super silky all summer long. I loved it, okay? I am not against the formaldehyde, okay? That's just me personally, because I feel like there's only so much that you can do. I've used keratin treatments that don't have formaldehyde in it, or that don't create formaldehyde, and it's not the same. It is not the same. And if you're a hairdresser watching, maybe you agree, but who knows, maybe like you're a very green hairdresser, and that is your prerogative. But the point that I'm trying to make is that formaldehyde, or maybe the release of it, I don't know, something about it straightens the hair. So going back to what I was saying about DEVACURL, is that there is a theory that whatever ingredients combined with the package, combined with the heat, kind of like how a keratin treatment works. Like you have to do it using high heat. Whatever is in the package and the ingredients created or released formaldehyde, and therefore straightened a lot of product users' hair. Another theory is that sodium hydroxide within some of the product acts as a relaxer and therefore straightens hair. It's basically like putting a relaxer on curly hair. And especially if you have highlights like my friend does, if you have color treated hair, it is a big no-no. We all know, right, at this point, okay, if you're a pro at least, we all know. And if you're not a pro, listen up closely, girl, okay, and guy, all right? Look, bleach and relaxer do not mix ever. So if sodium hydroxide within these products did kind of act as a relaxer, that's why a lot of people are experiencing breakage, because you cannot put a relaxer on bleached hair, okay, or color treated hair. You can't do it. The hair is gonna break off eventually. Like it's just gonna happen. And like I said, my friend's, her hair was all broken in the front here, and this is where we have like the most blonde highlights. And lastly, another theory is that certain batch numbers were bad because of where the product was stored. If it was stored in a different location or a different warehouse, or if it was created later, and if it was created before the company was sold, or whatever, like different batch numbers had different quality. And actually my friend who, her hair was damaged, she stopped using DEVACURL, but her brother, who also has curly hair, like longish curly hair, he doesn't have any color treated hair, so maybe that plays a role too. But his hair's not color treated at all, but he has really curly hair, and he didn't have a bad reaction at all. So who knows, maybe it's an ingredient that affected my friend's hair and not her brother's hair. Maybe it's because he got a good batch and she got a bad batch. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't spoken to him lately, and maybe I need to like call him and ask him, like, PJ, what's up? Is your hair falling out yet, or what's the tea? Okay, so let's get into some of the sketchy things about how DEVACURL is handling this whole situation, and some other sketchy things. Okay, first things first, there's an entire support group on Facebook that I joined in order to kind of like figure out what is going on here. There's like 60,000 members of that Facebook group now, and it's all about people who have had a bad experience with DEVACURL and trying to figure out what is going on, people who are a part of the lawsuit, etc., etc. And I saw one post on that Facebook group where people were complaining about the fact that their purchase history from DEVACURL has been erased. Some people bought product and they wanted to get a refund or contact customer service about whatever issues they're experiencing. They would have to show proof of a receipt. Those receipts are gone. They log into like their little DEVACURL account. You know how you like make an account or whatever when you purchase something, and it just says like no purchase history or whatever, and it's not just like a one-off thing. Like there was like hundreds of people saying like, oh my gosh, this happened to me, I can't find my receipts. That could be a fluke. I mean, there are a lot of different reasons why that could happen, but in my opinion, I feel like they are trying to make it so that people cannot get refunds. I feel like DEVACURL, this is just my theory, my opinion, okay, nothing proven, this is just my theory, my opinion based upon my research. I feel like they are in a position where they're like, okay? Like, they are like, let me sell this company, let me, we can't give refunds, we can't do this, we can't do that. Like, I feel like they are, and then they're gonna have to pay out, they're gonna have to pay out this lawsuit. That's just what I think. So I feel like they're doing anything they can to salvage their business and salvage as much money as they can, and I feel like this video does not help them. Okay? I don't know. If I was in that position, I don't know what I would do. Hopefully I am never ever in that position, but at the same time, I feel like they can't necessarily admit their wrongdoing because they are in a lawsuit. Like, you can't say like, yeah, we changed the ingredients and they were bad for your hair and they would make people's hair fall out, and like, you can't say that because then it's like, okay, yeah, now you really lost the lawsuit. So I get it, they can't necessarily say that they're wrong, but at the same time, they need to change something about their formula or about their packaging or about whatever it is. So that was one thing. That was one sketchy thing, is erasing all of the receipts. Maybe not all, but erasing a lot of people's receipts. I don't know. I don't have proof that they erased everybody's receipts, but they erased receipts. And to me, like I said, that just, in my opinion, is a tactic for them to not have to hand out refunds, and therefore not admitting guilt, indirectly admitting guilt. However, this is the most sketchy thing to me. In November 2019, they sold their company again. They sold their company to a German management company. Businesses sell all the time, all right? But for them to sell in the midst of a lawsuit and in the midst of a scandal, again, to me personally, it just looks to me like they're just trying to get as much, like, milk as much money out of a dying company as they possibly can. Them selling their business again in 2019, at the end of 2019, when like all this stuff really kicked off, to me, they're like, let me get this thing off of my hands, okay? Like, let's get this off of our hands and make it somebody else's product. I mean, well, I guess product, but problem. That's what I was trying to say. So now that I filled you guys in on everything that was happening, if you didn't already know, I'm gonna give you guys my personal final thoughts. So in conclusion, it's a no from me, okay? I, at this point, don't recommend using DEVACURL because obviously this whole scandal that's going on, and because of the firsthand experience that I've seen with my friend's hair. For me to witness that on my own friend's hair, I was like, oh my gosh, this is real. Like, she got real really fast, okay? Her hair, her curls were a lot looser, she had breakage, and that's only from using it twice, you guys. She only used it twice. And then on top of that, just doing all of my research, and then on top of that, joining the Facebook group and seeing everybody like posting pictures of their hair falling out in clumps, chemical burns, baldness, okay? It's like, no. So who knows? You might get a good batch, you might get a bad batch, you might not have a reaction, just like my friend's brother did not have a negative reaction with his hair so far. Who knows? You might be that lucky person who, you know, you love DEVACURL, you can't get enough of it and whatever, but to me, it's not worth taking that risk because you're playing Russian roulette with your hair. And we all know how important hair is, okay? It's not anything to play around with. But aside from that, like I said, I never was totally in love with DEVACURL, especially now in 2020. To me, DEVACURL, not to knock DEVACURL, because there are some iconic brands that have lasted for decades and it's still good. But to me, especially nowadays, like in 2020, you guys, like we have access to so many different products. After the whole natural hair movement, there are so many different brands out there and so many different options for curly hair. And it doesn't even have to be a completely curly hair product line. It could just be some product lines that just have a couple of curl products aimed toward curly hair that are like totally amazing. Like, I don't know, it's just at this point you can find so many different options. We have access to so many different options in terms of curly hair products that is especially not worth taking the risk on DEVACURL. So for me, it's a no. I'm sorry if you are watching this and you love DEVACURL, keep using it. I'm not trying to tell you what to think or what to do. Figure it out on your own. Do your own research, okay? I always encourage people to do your own research, or if you're using it and you love it, continue to use it, okay? Don't take my word for it. I am not God, okay? I am just a hairdresser. So I want you guys to tell me what you think. Leave me a comment down below if you currently use DevaCurl, if you've ever used it, but especially if you currently use DevaCurl. Do you still love it? Have you had an adverse reaction to DevaCurl at all? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to know. I'm still doing my research. I'm still learning like we all are. And tell me what you think. If you haven't already, join my hair group on Facebook, Hair Culture. That's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with all of your friends, share it with your friend who's using DevaCurl, and then ask him or her what their experience is and what they think. I want to know, and come back and leave me a comment. And when I tell you guys to do that, seriously do it, okay? Come back and leave me a comment because I genuinely want to know. I'm curious, okay? Follow me on Facebook, Hair Culture, and then also if I'm not here, I'm on Instagram at Brittney Gray. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys down below in the comments, and you guys will see me in my next video. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.